So I'm back at Sugarloaf Campground, one of my favorite destinations. I've come here quite a few times. Did things a little differently though this time. Every time I've ever stayed at Sugarloaf Campground, I've always gone to Sugarloaf number 2, loop number 2, site number 4. Well, this time I decided to change things up a bit. I am in loop number 1, site number 17. As you can see, I've got the awning set up, I got the fire going over there. You saw me gathering up wood. Now the reason I was doing all that wood gathering, well, I only brought 3 bundles of kiln-dried firewood with me. And they don't sell firewood at this campground. And once I park the van and set up the awning and everything else, I'm not going out any place to buy wood. So I'm here until Saturday. Today's Wednesday. So I got 3 nights here. And so I could burn 1 bundle of firewood a day. So anything else I want beyond that, I have to supplement with stuff I found around the campground. So that's what I did. I'll be cutting it up and putting it in the fireplace. In the fire pit. Well, I guess it's sort of a fireplace, but anyway. So why did I change things up a bit? Well, one thing was more of a necessity. I didn't have reservations, so I just came in with potluck. So Site 4 was open, but somebody has it reserved Friday night. So I couldn't grab that one. I was going to grab Site 6 right next door, but somebody does have that one already. That one's a non-reservable site. So I decided to drive around and look for another site. See, I'm getting better putting the awning up, but anyway, big advantage of Site 17. Nice open view of the sky above. Lots of light for the solar panel if it wasn't cloudy. It was sunny out when I got here. So that's nice, nice big site. I was set up there with my trailer and my scooter. I could have brought that along and had no problems parking the trailer over here. You can see I got the cellular antenna running again, so I've got internet. Got the weather station, about 70 degrees out right now. Beautiful weather out here actually. Nice big pile of firewood coming together. I'm sure I'll scavenge more as I go along. There's the fire pit all up and running. Get my table set up here and I'm about to make some dinner. So tonight's plan is another fire pit cooked meatball sub, or meatball grinder depending on what you want to call it and what part of the country you're from. So we're going to make a meatball sub tonight in the fire pit. I'm going to do it the way I like it though, with a lot of cheese. I'm going to show you my new meat keeper addition to the fridge here. So let's get the weather station pulled out here. 69 degrees outside, 76 in the van. So in here somewhere and all this stuff, you can see this is, well, I can't see too much because it's kind of dark, but seriously overfilled here. But anyway, this is the new meat keeper setup I've designed. It's a sandwich box. All my cold cuts and stuff. I'll close the door here. Mosquitoes from getting in the van. All the meats and stuff kept getting crushed, so I got myself a hash brown for breakfast. And, well, there's no meat actually in the meat keeper, there's cheeses, but this is what we're having there with the meatball sub tonight. Let's see if we can find the meatballs. I guess we spray it down with olive oil spray, quite a liberal amount of olive oil spray on it. This keeps the cheese from sticking while it's on the fire pit. Something I've learned from experience. Roll this baby up. And that's it. Now we wait. We're waiting, we put some of this stuff away. This meat keeper idea is a good addition to the setup, I think. There's a provolone left, and a hash brown. And a beef breakfast, obviously. There we go. Okay, let's see if this is done. Oh, the fire pit's nice and warm. Let's see what this looks like. It's nice and hot. Oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. And the cheese didn't stick to the tin foil. Perfect. Nice and crispy too. Perfect. Here we go. Let's find out how it is. So I got my meatball sub, got a napkin, and I got myself a nice bottle of Coke. Everything I need here. And nice raging fire in front of me too. So perfect stuff. See how this is. Nothing. A lot better if the meatball stayed in it. Otherwise, it tastes good. It's real good. All that cheese. Oh, it's good stuff. Alright, just do it this way. We'll just do it this way. Oh, good. I'm going to take a quick walk over to Zealand Road and see if we can catch any of the sunset over the mountains there. It looks like we got a really nice sunset going on here. At least good light anyway. As you can see, the sun came out nicely. It's warming right up. Wind is gusting a bit, but hopefully the fuzzy thing on top of the microphone is helping. Anyway, so I guess before we bring this video to a close, we'll give you a quick little tour of how I've got the campsite set up on this one. Okay, we got the awning up again. This time I just did a 2-string format. Probably not the best way to do it because of the wind and that. It would have been better to have the extra strength on it, but I pulled this pole here a little bit too close to the bushes, so I couldn't get in there to put the extra string in, so I just decided to go 2 strings. It's working. The wind is causing some grief today, but it's working. Helps if I lift the camera up a little bit more for you. Got the fire pit going here. Well, we had it going anyway. That was what was left in the fire pit after last night. And so got a nice pile of wood here waiting to be cut up and put in there. Got my table and my chair set up again here, which I can bring over by the fire pit and eat. The little breakfast I actually had inside the van because of the wind, and it was a little chilly this morning. Set up my dishwashing station over here and put the table as usual. Definitely need some fresh batteries soon, but I don't have any more D-cells with me, so I'll have to remember to get some later. But it's still working for the moment. The weather station and my cellular antenna are set up. You can see the wind is, the trees is you can see the trees are blocking most of the wind, but you can see the tops of the trees dancing quite nicely up there. You know it's a windy day. So, won't be any drone flying today, so we'll see what tomorrow brings. That's about it here. Inside the van is total disaster as usual, because I still don't have storage places for everything in there. That'll come eventually, as time and funding allows. I did put the screen on the window so I can open the window up and hope to keep the bugs out, but it doesn't seal as nearly as well as it should in places. So we're gonna have to make some improvements to that. But show you the inside, and yes, I've got a new passenger along with me. He's probably not liking this shade too much, so I may bring it outside for a while today, let it have some sunlight. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do before I take off. Bring it out and let it sit outside for a bit. Yeah, like I said, it's a disaster in here as usual. We're going to do something about that too, so. Another thing to show you. Brought along my 2 20-watt panels with me. See, I gotta do a little cleaning on that panel too. That's not going to run at its peak efficiency because it's kind of dirty, so I gotta clean that off. We got those 2 extra 20-watt panels. They're hooked in line with the system there. And it seems to be doing pretty well here. When the sun came out at full peak intensity here, I was getting around 6 amps of charging current, which is the most I've ever seen. So it is working. It's not working at its theoretical highest, but it is working. Ooh, I gotta deal with that. Some rust up here I gotta deal with. So I got my cellular antenna, my smaller mag mount one that's always up there, and that's my 2m 440 antenna for the ham radio that's up in the front of the van. That antenna connects up to the radio that's in the back, the one that's mounted on the roof rack up there. The weather station, cellular antenna. Eventually that'll have a mounting bracket that it can be attached to the side of the van too. That's how I get the coax out to the antenna, right out the window here. That seems to work quite well. So that's it. So this is where we're going to bring this video to an end. So, first of all, I want to thank those who've helped support me with the buying me some gas. With the gas prices the way they are now, we're coming up over $5 a gallon. Yesterday I stopped at the BJ's in my hometown. Had to stand and sit in line for probably about 5 minutes waiting to get at the gas pumps. And that was $4.88 a gallon, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it's getting pretty expensive, and it's going to get harder and harder for me to get out on these adventures here with the gas prices the way they are. So any support is really appreciated. If you want to help me along on these adventures here, you see the link at the bottom of the page here again. Just go to that site. It's buymeacoffee.com/LWWolf, as in Lone Wandering Wolf, LW Wolf. And any help is appreciated, believe me. Helps me get out on these trips here, helps pay for the gas, because the van is on this last tank averaged about 16 miles per gallon, so it goes through a lot of gas. I try to keep my speed down to around 60 miles per hour when driving. Should be able to get about 17 out of it at best, but it's hard to keep your speed down enough to do that. It really is, especially when everyone else is passing at over 70. But anyway, so I guess this is where we're going to stop today's video here. So thanks for coming along, and remember, slow down and enjoy life, and we'll talk to you guys later.